Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into the art of saying no without damaging relationships. It's like um, a simple word, but oh, how tricky it can be, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Saying no. It's a little word that can feel so heavy sometimes.
Exactly. One of the first things to unpack is why saying no feels so difficult. It's not just about the words, it's like, well, the reasons behind the discomfort?
Yeah. I mean, logically, we all want to be liked. And the whole fear of disappointing someone kicks in.
Right? And it's that fear of conflict and of um, upsetting people that pushes so many of us into saying yes, even when our hearts scream no.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like a social pressure cooker, right? Once you say yes too often, it feels hard to break that habit.
Yeah, and that leads us to an important mindset shift. Saying no is not rude. In fact, it's necessary for protecting your time, energy, and personal priorities.
Right. But here's something interesting. While saying no is healthy, some argue it might damage the relationship. What do you think about that?
Well, I believe that when done correctly, saying no can actually build respect and trust. It's like setting boundaries, which benefits everyone in the long run.
Yeah, I get that, but sometimes it feels like there's an inherent risk in being too blunt. You're not worried it might come off as dismissive, are you?
That's a fair point. And it brings us to how you say no. Being clear and direct is key. Over explaining can often muddy the waters.
Right. Exactly, like a simple, straightforward response really works best.
Yeah, for instance, something along the lines of, I won't be able to take this on right now. It's respectful and leaves little room for misinterpretation.
Hmm. And while clarity is vital, we've got to think about tone too. How important is that in your view?
Oh, it's huge. The tone makes a world of difference. If you say it with a calm and polite tone, there's no need for the other person to feel rejected.
Absolutely. I've heard that using a positive tone leads to a better balance. Sort of like saying, hey, I appreciate you thinking of me, but I just can't commit right now.
Exactly, it's like wrapping the refusal in appreciation. It softens the blow while still keeping your boundaries intact.
Yeah. Now, what about that trap of over apologizing? Too many sorries can, sometimes make it seem like you're not in control, right?
Right you are. Over apologizing can undermine your own position. A brief acknowledgement is enough before you move on.
Mm. So it's like keep it short and sweet and then shift the focus.
Exactly. And speaking of shifting focus, offering an alternative, if possible, is another smart way to keep relationships strong.
Right. Oh, definitely. Like saying, I can't do this today, but I might be able to help tomorrow, which shows you're still engaged even if you can't fully commit.
Yeah, it's like providing a lifeline without overextending yourself. It keeps the connection positive.
Yep. And what about using I statements? I've read that framing it in terms of your situation rather than the other person's request is crucial.
Absolutely. Using I statements, like I don't have the capacity right now, helps keep the focus on your needs rather than casting blame.
Right. It really steers the conversation toward taking responsibility for your own limits.
Exactly. Now let's tackle a common scenario when someone pressures you after you've said no. Staying firm is key here.
Hmm. Right. Some people just won't let it go, and that's when it's important to be consistent.
Yes, you have to calmly repeat your position, like saying, I understand, but I still won't be able to take this on. It's about being firm without being combative.
Yeah. But don't you think there's a risk um, that coming off too firm might actually escalate the situation?
That's a valid concern, but I think if your tone remains calm and respectful, firmness doesn't have to equal unfriendliness.
Right. Fair enough, it does require that fine balance.
Now, another strategy is to practice saying no in smaller, low pressure situations. It's like um, building up your confidence so that when the stakes are higher, you're
Exactly.
prepared.
Yeah, it's like training your vocal muscles for those big moments.
Precisely. A bit like how you might exercise before running a marathon. You start small and then um, you build resilience over time.
Hmm. And at the end of the day, it all circles back to self respect. When you respect your own time and energy, you're not only protecting yourself, but you also teach others to respect you.
Exactly. By saying no in a healthy, clear manner, you're preserving your well being and strengthening your relationships with those around you.
Right. So, if we were to recap, saying no might feel difficult because of social pressure and the fear of conflict. However, it's absolutely necessary for protecting your um, time and energy.
Yes, and the key is to be clear and direct, maintain a positive tone, avoid over-apologizing, offer alternatives when possible, and use I statements to attach the refusal to your personal circumstances.
And if you face any pushback, just stay consistent. It's about building that respectful space for yourself.
Exactly, and by practicing in small situations, you gradually build the courage for bigger rejections. It really comes down to self-respect first.
Right. I really appreciate how controlled and thoughtful this approach is. It almost makes you rethink how we handle everyday requests.
Absolutely, it's like, setting boundaries enhances communication overall. Stronger boundaries often lead to stronger relationships.
Definitely. This really makes me think about times when I said yes in order to avoid conflict, and I wish I'd known these strategies back then.
Yeah, it's a game changer. When you say no the right way, you're not closing a door. You're ensuring that both parties move forward
Yep.
respectfully.
So, for anyone out there who struggles with saying no, remember, it's about protecting your own space while still being considerate.
Exactly, it's a win-win. You maintain your self-respect, and your relationships remain healthy, clear, and appreciative.
Right. And that, my friend, is the power of clear boundaries.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining this deep dive into the art of saying no. Start practicing those small no's to build up to the bigger ones, and see how it transforms the way you communicate.
And remember, saying no correctly doesn't mean you're shutting people out. It means you're saying yes to yourself first.
Exactly, and with that, we're wrapping up today's discussion. Stay true to your boundaries, and you'll see that your relationships will only get stronger.
Right on. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Until next time, keep communicating confidently, clearly, and respectfully.